debut. What? And you're one of the few people on Earth not to have been caught up in the Harry Potter phenomenon. Since the debut in 1997 of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, J.K. Rowling's books have been translated into 47 languages in over 200 countries and have sold over 300 million copies. 2001 saw the story leap to the big screen as Home Alone director Chris Columbus introduced moviegoers to a whole new world of magic.
That was bloody brilliant.
Oh, thank you for that assessment, Mr. Weasley.
For the young and unknown cast picked to play the key roles of Ron, Harry and Hermione, it's been a life-changing experience. And as each new film has appeared, we've watched them grow up in public. And none more so than Daniel Radcliffe, who's packed more premieres into the last 5 years than most actors manage in a lifetime.
The premieres are fun. I mean, they're weird. They're very strange things, but they are fun. But the important thing about doing the films is doing the acting part of things, not going to the premieres.
Last year's Prisoner of Azkaban saw a new director in Alfonso Cuarón and a radical progression in the look and tone for Harry Potter films.
That felt good.
Not good. Brilliant.
And with another new director, Mike Newell, coming on board for this one, we can expect something different again.
You can't just overlook what's gone before, because what's gone before is very brilliant. Chris's number one is brilliant.
There's no such thing as magic.
Alfonso's is a wonderful film.
Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times.
And you've got to recognize what's happened, that this thing is evolving. Then that sort of sets you free. And you can say, all right, well, where can I be myself?
Why so tense, Potter?
One place he thought he could start was to bring a new focus onto Hogwarts School itself.
Well, there's got to be some physicality in it. I felt that school had not been, up to this point, made the kind of wild, anarchic character that it should be. It is actually a character in the film.
And you're just pathetic. Pathetic. Oh no, you don't dummy! I teach you to crush someone on the back and turn.
For the first time, you get a real sense of the kind of British boarding school, which you've never really had before, and also a very British sense of humour.
Is it a student? Technically, it's a
But initially at least, it must have been slightly daunting taking charge of such a tight-knit cast and crew.
I think at first it was kind of strange for him, because he was kind of like the new guy. To some extent, a lot of the cast and crew have stayed throughout all four, and we've had like a new director each time.
You get quite sort of nervous, and you don't really know what to expect when you sort of first meet them, but Mike this time, he's been great.
For the actors, despite their nerves, a new director breathes new life into the films.
Mike comes in, he knows the film he's going to make right from the beginning, he knew it, and he stuck to that the whole way through, so it sort of brings in a new energy each time we get a new director.
A new director brings new challenges, and if I felt that I wasn't learning something new every time round, then I think I started to get a bit bored and maybe a little bit complacent.
It's great, because it was a challenge, and so it really pushed me, and I found some of the stuff really, really hard.
You put your name on the goblet of fire.
No, sir.
He's just really treated me like an adult and given me a lot of responsibility, and he's really made me think for myself and made me feel a lot more confident.
Adapting a book that was twice the length of its predecessors brought its own challenges.
For a lot of people, the fourth is sort of their favourite, and so I think we all felt quite a big responsibility to really get this one right.
What Warner said to me was, we've actually thought of doing it as 2 movies and decided against that. If you can see a way of doing it short, then we should talk to one another, and if you can't, pass on.
I think we sort of look at the films and books as separate, because obviously we're going to have to cut out quite a lot of stuff. And it's huge. You'd have a 9-hour movie and not everyone would live through it.
What I found was that you could make it short if what you did was you said, look, it's a thriller, and you shed anything that doesn't go to that. You know, anything that doesn't feed into that, you dump.
This year, Hogwarts will play host to a legendary event.
The core of the story is the hazardous Tri-Wizards competition, as Hogwarts hosts 2 other exclusive wizarding schools, with a champion from each partaking in 3 dangerous tasks.
Now the moments you've all been waiting for. The champion selection!
Harry, too young for the competition, is content to watch from the sidelines as the champions are chosen, but events take an unexpected turn.
Harry Potter!
Harry, his life is being controlled by someone he doesn't know, he doesn't know why, and he doesn't know what they want him for.
You put your name on the goblet of fire. No, sir. You ask one of the older students to do it for you?
No, sir. You're absolutely sure?
Yes, sir.
The controlling character in it is not Harry, is not Dumbledore, it's Voldemort. Voldemort is actually in charge right from the beginning.
The rules are absolute. Mr. Potter has no choice. He is, as of tonight, a Tri-Wizards champion.
For the first time, Harry finds himself victim of a backlash, and even his best friend Ron thinks he's cheated to enter the tournament.
How did you do it? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Might have let your best friend know, though.
Let you know what?
You know bloody well what.
When you grow up, one of the things you learn is that even your best friends can really irritate you. And that thing with Harry and Ron, I think, works really well in it.
This was the first time they ever sort of had sort of any argument.
I didn't ask for this to happen, Ron. Okay? You're being stupid.
I think Ron just gets fed up with always being like sort of Harry's always the hero and he's always sort of second best. Yeah, that's me. Always the Harry Potter stupid friend.
I love all the arguing. I think it makes it much more juicy, much more real, definitely. I mean, three friends aren't going to be that close to each other for 4 years and not have a single argument.
Harry, you told me you'd figured the egg out weeks ago. These tasks are designed to test you. In the most brutal way, they're almost cruel.
I think this one is much more of a thriller kind of feel to it than it ever has been before. I like it. I think it's great that it's darker.
I'm scared for you.
You kind of can't really get around the fact that someone dies in it. And that Lord Voldemort has returned, you know. I don't know how you really make that too happy-clappy.
Oh, now I'm really depressed. I mean, it's got a good balance of that, the dark side, and a lot of sort of comedy, sort of light-hearted moments as well, which sort of even out.
And your new defense against the dark arts, teacher. You need to know what you're up against. You need to be prepared. You need to find another place to put your chewing gum besides the underside of your desk, Mr. Finnegan.
From what is a very, very dark sort of book and therefore film, Mike actually manages to make it extremely funny, and I think the funniest yet as well.
Mr. Weasley, place your right hand on my waist.
Where?
And with our heroes hitting their teens in this film, the combination of new pupils and a Christmas dance is causing all sorts of trouble.
She looks beautiful.
The Yule Ball is significant because it kind of sets the ball rolling for this whole interest.
Ron and Harry particularly, they find it quite hard to get partners for the dance. This is mad. At this rate, we'll be the only ones on you without dates. Oh.
Ron is really having a hard time and kind of finally says to Hermione, "You're a girl," which is a huge insult because it feels like he's only just like worked it out. You should come.
Well, Hermione, you're a girl.
Very well spotted.
Come with us. There's a thing between him and Hermione that have been quite present to the other films as well. There's some sort of jealousy there between them.
I won't be going alone because, believe it or not, someone's asked me.
He's really rude about it. Thinks she's lying, that, you know, actually on the night she'll be crying in her room because no one's asked her. And she turns up with Victor Crumb, who's kind of like his hero. So it's a bit of a smack in the face, to be honest. And he gets very, very jealous, doesn't really know how to deal with his feelings, and kind of ruins her whole evening for her. And they end up having a huge argument at the end.
Is that Hermione Granger with Victor Crumb?
No, absolutely not.
Well, that's it for part one. But make sure you don't go anywhere, because after the break, we'll be showing you something you won't see anywhere else. A totally exclusive look at one of the most exciting scenes of the movie. Plus, we'll show you exactly how that amazing scene was put together. It's mad.